A beer staple brewing up change. MillerCoors announcing that through partnerships with their farmers, they were able to reduce their water usage last year by 15 billion gallons. That is the equivalent of 500 million kegs of beer. Joining us right now is MillerCoors Director of Community Affairs, Karina Diehl, and one of those barley farmers, Bill Markham, is with us as well. Good to see you both. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Bringing all these malts and beers to set as well. So, Bill, what types of new farming techniques were used to achieve this amazing conservation? One of our largest goals right now is to try and conserve as much water as we can, but still raise a really good crop for MillerCoors, and we have succeeded by doing that in about the last 5 years. We have really cut back probably 40% on the amount of water that we need to use. And this is done by putting in center pivot irrigation, the big sprinklers. So it's all technology? All technology, ma'am.
What do these big sprinklers do? How do they produce the crops without all the extra water?
What it does is a center pivot irrigation system. We can control how much water we put on at one time. In other words, if the agronomist for Coors comes out and tells me my barley needs 1 inch of water, I can calibrate my sprinkler and put on 1 inch in a 24-hour period. And we can put that on at night if it's really hot, so we don't scald the barley. And in the old days, you had pipes and you flooded the ground. There was erosion problems, and we had to use a lot of water. Compared to now, we can put the exact amount on at the exact time.
This must apply to all kinds of crops, not just barley. I imagine you could do it with corn and wheat.
My family's raised sugar beets for over 110 years, and in the same place.
The impact to the beer business, Karina?
Sure. Well, saving 15 billion gallons is a huge feat in itself. 2016 was a banner year for us. It was a lot that contributed to it. So not only was it farming practices, but a lot of the efficiencies came from our breweries as well. So we're really proud of our brewery employees who have been very passionate and innovative in saving water and reclaiming water as well. So any little bit helps. Water, as you can imagine, is extremely important to beer. It's used in just about every point in the process of brewing beer. So we care about the water very, very much.
Yeah. Has it affected the competitive balance within the industry in terms of your peers?
Well, sure. I think
versus your peers, given the less water usage?
Well, I think consumers are more and more looking at how companies behave. So that's why it's so important to us as well. We know that consumers care about this, so we want to be a beer brand that consumers are proud to carry in their hands and proud to drink. That's why we're doing this. It's also very important, you know, obviously, to the brewing process.
Yeah, we were talking in the break about the beer business, and I've been really surprised recently to see vodka doing really well, tequila doing really well, beer and wine not as much. Is it a diet thing, you think, that people feel like that's lower calories, less sugar? Well, I think tequila and vodka versus beer and wine.
It could be a diet thing. I think also consumer tastes change, right? It's a lot of people could say it's cycles. So maybe we're in a cycle right now where other beverages are a little more popular, but
so you've got a blast from the past that's returning to store shelves, right?
Is any of this generational? Are you finding that, you know, millennials, or I think, was it Generation Z we learned about earlier?
Generation Z, Y.
They're just less interested in beer and more interested in...
Well, I think there's just more on the market. There's more out there, more to choose from. Where, if you think back, there's a lot more brewers right now as well. Compared to when we were young, let's say, and we were coming into the market.
I was told that we were coming on set to talk about Slurpee, so I'm a little...
You need to understand, he's been thirsty for...
You put beer in front of me, it's not even 8:30 in the morning.
It is a little early for a beer.
It's cold, though. It's actually ready to drink.
5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it? Karina, you're announcing a blast from the past, returning to store shelves. That's Zima.
So Zima, everybody's very excited about Zima. You guys probably noticed that 90s fashion, 90s food, the 90s are trending right now. And over the years, we had several fans actually reaching out to us on social media and elsewhere saying, bring Zima back. So we had the opportunity to do it, and we said, why not? Yeah. And so far, consumers and retailers are reacting really well.
That is great. Before
we're excited about it.
Bill, I want to ask you about agriculture and about farming. When you see the Trump administration talking about small business, talking about policies that are going to impact, do you feel that it could impact your life? I mean, do you want to see anything specific from this administration as it relates to farmers?
Yes, ma'am. And the one thing you have to remember today, only 2%, I think it's 2% of the farm population right now is feeding over 160 people in the world. We need to keep agriculture profitable, and right now our commodity prices are very, very low. So hopefully somebody can come in and bring the prices up where the farmers can actually make a good living.
You need prices to go up.
Yes, ma'am, we do.
We'll leave it there. Karina, Bill, good to see you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be watching.